Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. CeeChronicles is my name. My content is mostly fragrance reviews, lifestyle videos, fashion and much more. So if you're coming here for the first time or you've been visiting this channel from time to time, please do consider subscribing and joining this family. I would appreciate that a lot. And if you're my returning subscriber, thank you very much. You're most definitely welcome. Thank you for always supporting this channel. I am coming here with a fragrance review video for you. I'm going to be reviewing Fayrouz by White Oud. Okay, this company is called White Oud and this fragrance is called Fayrouz. But I'm going to show you my fragrance of the day as promised in the month of October because we're in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is my fragrance of the day. This is Timeless by Verve. Timeless by Verve. And why it's my fragrance of the day, as I said before, it comes in a pink packaging, okay, in a pink bottle. Right, so I'm going to go straight into the fragrance that I intend reviewing, Fayrouz. Reason why I did this is a subscriber came onto my channel when I posted my Middle Eastern fragrance collection. Okay, I had a brain freeze. Middle Eastern fragrance collection. I had a subscriber say, please, do a review of Fayrouz. Thank you for saying that. Okay, I was not going to do this in a while. Reason being, this company is new to me. They have no presence on the internet because I did try to research this company on the internet. I couldn't find this perfume on the internet. I couldn't find information about the company on the internet. So I've had to go with my nose when it comes to this. So I just wish some of the, Middle Eastern companies, Middle Eastern fragrance companies would make an effort to, because they're making fragrances and, fragrances are, something that is popular across the board. I wish they could, beef up on their presence on the internet because it's quite frustrating. You get this beautiful fragrance and I most of the time I just have to work with my nose and, my experience in fragrances. So I'm going to do the best I can with this one, Fayrouz. This is the packaging, okay? I did research the name Fayrouz. Fayrouz is a turquoise stone, right? It's a turquoise, beautiful stone. I don't know whether it's used for jewelry. I didn't get that far in my research, but it is said to be a beautiful turquoise stone. So being that this fragrance is in this color is really, befitting of the name Fayrouz. This I'd say is definitely unisex. I'll tell you why. Let us spray it on my arm, okay? I'll spray it on my arm here and I'll tell you what I perceive, okay? In terms of notes, this fragrance, the first thing that I smell is something that smells like amber, definitely some sandalwood in there, and yeah, amber, sandalwood, some lemon. Something smells like lemon, or at least something smells citrusy, and I think maybe it's bergamot, okay? And then in the mid, I get some jasmine and some tonka bean, and maybe a rose in there, okay? Why I'm saying this is not set in stone. I'm just going by what my nose is perceiving, okay? Based on my my sniffing a lot of fragrances, I have kind of like, put together or come up with a, if I can sniff on my arm or wear a perfume, if there's, I kind of can distinguish notes to a certain extent, not everything really, okay? So in the base, this fragrance, I think has some vanilla, some chocolate and some musk because it does have like a musky dry down. So in a nutshell, this is like a breezy, citrusy, aquatic, creamy fragrance. That's what you get off the cuff, okay? That is the summary of this fragrance. However, at first spray, what you're gonna get is this fragrance opens up with like a citrusy, embery feel, which gives it like a warm feel. The amber, I think, is the one that gives it the warm feel. There is something definitely citrusy in there. And then as you put your nose closer to you, if you've sprayed it on yourself or on your clothes, the sandalwood starts to come in almost immediately, giving it like a rich, whipped creamy feel. Something that feels chocolatey starts to unfold in there, and at that point you think, okay, I've sussed it. That's exactly what happened to me. This is the reason why I purchased it. At that point I thought, okay, this is supposed to be possibly in the fragrance family of Roses Vanille, okay? So I didn't give it a lot of time. I just thought, okay, I'm going to purchase it. It's only about $30-35 somewhere there, but I'm going to purchase it. This I purchased in person. It wasn't a blind buy. The other reason was when I sprayed it, it had like an oily, I don't know if you can see my hand there. It's got like an oily, just a slight oily, residue or something that stays on your arm that feels oily. So it was to me pleasant because I felt, okay, this is going to have like a concentrated, this is going to be a concentrated version of whatever it's trying to, or it's inspired by. Okay. But I was wrong. I was wrong. I was semi-wrong. I was almost correct. I'll tell you why. Okay. This fragrance, after this, spraying it for a while and then putting my nose put to my arm again, this is after like 20 minutes, it started to feel citrusy, which is something I don't get in Rose's Vanille. So I thought, wait a minute, what's happening here? The citruses come in, almost diluting this richness of sandalwood, making it like an aquatic scent, but not on the light side of aquatic scents. It still carries its heaviness, but the sandalwood starts to be, starts getting diluted at that point. And it was at that point that I started feeling, oh, I wish they hadn't done that. Okay. But then again, I thought, well, what's the point in having another, another Rose's Vanille inspired by fragrance? Let me see where this journey takes me. Okay, so it became interesting to me at that point. I was now curious to unfold the pages of these fragrances. Okay, so it's the aquaticness of this is very, the aquaticness is there. Okay, but it's kind of prevented from making the fragrance does not become aquatic. There is an aquatic feel when you put your nose to this fragrance. There is definitely an aquatic feel, but it does not turn fresh, or it does not, go on the fresh side. It still keeps its richness, even though this richness is somewhat diluted by these citruses. Okay. Now, the other thing that I thought of at that moment was it could possibly be from the tonka bean, because if you heard the notes, what I think are the notes in the top, I did say there must be some tonka bean here. I think the tonka bean at that moment also comes through, interfering with this fragrance, interfering with the citruses. Okay. Ensuring that these citruses do not turn it into a fresh fragrance, but at the same time making sure that the lemon as well does not turn sour, because there is a really big presence of something that is citrus in here, whether it's bergamot, whether it's lemon, or it could even be like something a sweet citrus like orange or something. But there is definitely something that is citrus here that keeps playing around. In the second hour, third hour, there is something there that feels citrusy. But not, this fragrance, again, like I said, does not turn into a fresh citrus. It's like a thick citrusy thing that comes in. But I guess maybe this tonka as well starts to pull at the same time, making sure that this citrus does not turn this into, like a fresh fragrance, and also making sure that, whatever it is, whether it's bergamot or it's lemon, does not turn this into like a sour fragrance. I may understand if somebody says it does feel sour to them, because at that point, that's when, it starts to give you what it's all about. And this is one fragrance that I'd say is definitely unisex, and the word unisex is befitting to this fragrance, because it's right there in the middle. It's not biased to any gender. It's not too feminine, it's not too masculine, it's just doing a thing of its own, to a point where I could definitely gift a man this fragrance. They wouldn't find, they wouldn't think, well, why did you gift me something pretty like this? I could gift a woman this fragrance, they'll still feel the same. So it really balances whatever's going on there. It really balances. I think it's the lemon thing that starts to pull this chocolatey, creamy thing, giving it like a balanced feel. Okay. There is some jasmine in here, and the rose, which I mentioned in here, which is supposed to be taking this onto a floral journey. I didn't really experience that journey. I might. It depends on, maybe it was the day that I wore it. It didn't get to the point where it got floral for me. So the jasmine here does not bother me at all. The rose does not bother me at all, or at least what I perceive as the jasmine and the rose. They don't bother me at all. To me, this just ends up being like a sandalwood tonka lemony creamy fragrance, which has this faint sweetness to it. Going on the first blush, you think this is a sweet fragrance, because I did mention that chocolate thing that comes across. So if you spray it on the first spray, you might think, oh my God, this is sweet. But that sweetness gets diluted all the way down, because of this heavy presence of these citruses, okay, or something that feels aquatic in this, dilutes all that down to just give it but at the same time, not going beyond that, not going beyond that line or that threshold to turn this into a into a fresh scent, you know. So it's one of those fragrances that I think is quite complex, and it's something that I do appreciate. I like it. It's you know, one that I reach for most of the time. Like, I have a habit of, if I get into my closet for anything, I would reach, you know, I have a fragrance on my rotation tray which I pick as a fragrance, you know, that I go to all the time. I cannot see what level it is based on the bottle, but I know I've really hammered this fragrance because it's one that I really enjoy. So to those of you who might still want to know, well, how does it fare compared to Roses Vanille? I would say, you know, to say they were not inspired by Roses Vanille would be misleading. I think there is some Roses Vanille inspiration going on in here. But you know, if you have Roses Vanille and then imagine that with like loads of citruses, you know, loads of something that feels like lemon zest, something that feels like orange zest, some tangerine, that sort of thing. That is the difference there. I get a lot of citruses, something that is really lemony coming in there, and some tonka, which, you know, I don't think you can find in or is listed in Roses Vanille. So yeah, definitely something that is different, something that will take you on a journey that you know, you've been through before but has a twist. So, you know, if you do a mental shortcut of this, it's easy to say, oh yeah, this is Roses, but no, this is not. You know, this does not really, it takes you on a journey of its own, an aquatic journey, but at the same time, it is a heavy fragrance. I get like 5 hours on this. Performance, unfortunately, because when the citruses come in, you know, it starts to go, you know, it starts to go all, you know, here and there. It starts to play like a peekaboo on you. So, you know, I can't really pin it on 8 hours or whatever. I'd say this, to be on the safe side, is a good performer for 6 hours. As you spray it, you know, people will, you know, people around you can smell it for the first, I think, 30 minutes. And then after that, it starts to just tone down, but still does have a, you know, presence. It's not a beast performer, but it's something that is just, you know, decent and is likable, at least to my nose. Maybe because of the bias I have for Roses Vanille. I am, you know, I just love that fragrance. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. But I get that from here with that twist. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching or, you know, listening to what I had to say about this. I hope you found it helpful. Do let me know in the comment section. I wish this company had a bigger, you know, presence. I would try to get my hands on more of their fragrances. At the moment, you know, there is no information about. I hope they do something about that. But if you wanted to try it, based on what I say, personally, it's a fragrance that didn't disappoint me. I see this as a crowd pleaser. It doesn't also have that metallic feel from, you know, Roses Vanille, which is something that maybe if you don't like that metallic feel, then this one would be something for you. The company is called White Oud. Thank you very much for watching me today. I hope you do consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. Turn on post notifications so that you're notified anytime I upload a video. Like, comment, and share. And remember, guys, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.